Good evening to all. I welcome all the guests, delegates, and invitees to this 7 days international online training program on advances in diagnosis and medical management of farm animal diseases, which is organized by Department of Veterinary Clinical Medicine, Postgraduate Institute of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, PGIVAS Akola. The aim of this training program is to update the recent advances in diagnostic skills and therapeutic management of farm animals. And for this training program, we have more than 200 participants which have joined recently, which are from India and also from various countries. Now I welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, MAPSU Nagpur, Professor Colonel Dr. A.M. Paturkar sir. I welcome chief guest of today's inaugural function, Professor Arcangelo Gentil, who is the President of World Association for Pediatrics. I welcome our Associate Dean, PGIVAS Akola, Professor Dr. E.U. Bhikane sir. I also welcome Professor Dr. N.B. Sridhar sir, who is Secretary General, Indian Pediatric Association. I also welcome Deans, Directors of our university, that is MAPSU Nagpur. And I welcome all the participants for this training program. Now, I welcome our course director for this training program, our respected Associate Dean, Professor Dr. E.U. Bhikane sir, for his welcome address. Dr. Bhikane sir, please.
Okay. It is a matter of great privilege and proud for me to welcome chief guest of today's inaugural program of international training program and a renowned veterinarian, Professor Gentil, who hails from Italy. Really, it is a matter of great pride for our institute that Dr. Gentil, who is not only the professor of large animal internal medicine in one of the university in Italy, but he is heading one of the biggest organization of veterinarians, which is a worldwide organization. He is a president. He has worked as a general secretary, and he is currently a president, and he will remain as a president up to 2024. Dr. Gentil is a president of a World Pediatric Association. He is having a vast clinical experience, and he's going to share his experience in his lecture also. I thank and welcome Professor Gentil for accepting our invitation as a chief guest for inaugural program, as well as a resource person for this international training program. I welcome Professor Dr. Sridhar, who is working at Veterinary College Hassan, and he is a secretary of Indian Association for Pediatrics. So thank you, Sridhar sir, for joining our inaugural program. I'm thankful to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. A.M. Paturkar sir, for patronizing this one of the mega event. I also thank our respected DI and Dean, Dr. Somkar sir Director of Research, Dr. Purpure sir, and Director of Extension, Dr. Ahir sir, for their support in organizing this program. I warmly welcome the participants from different states of India. I think from 25 states of India, the participants they have registered, and even the participants from 10 other countries, including Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Philippines, Italy, Malaysia, and even Arab Emirates. So I heartily welcome all these participants for their participation in this international training program. I appreciate the efforts taken by the organizing committee of this international training program. Special appreciation goes to course coordinator, Professor S.P. Wagmare, and Dr. Vajay, who are working hard for making this event successful. I'm very happy to share that today is the birthday of our coordinator, Professor Wagmare. So I extend my best wishes to Professor Wagmare on eve of his birthday from my behalf as well as on behalf of the participants. I also appreciate the efforts taken by Dr. R.K. Jadhav, Dr. R.K. Jadhav from Koha Sudgir, Dr. B.N. Ambore from KNP Veterinary College, Shirwar, and Dr. Panchabhai and Dr. Bankar from PGIVAS Akola. So actually, 3 institutes, they are involved in the organization of this mega event. Actually, the training programs and several webinars, they have been organized during this COVID pandemic. Many of us used this COVID pandemic as an opportunity for organizing webinars, seminars, and training programs. Our institute has organized a number of online programs in the last 3 months. I would like to share with our chief guest and the guest of honor and the participant. The PGIVAS could organize a number of online programs with the help of a knowledge partner, Alembic Pharmaceuticals. I really thank the Vice President of Alembic Pharmaceuticals, Mr. Karunanidhi, Dr. Shinde, Dr. Kulkarni, and others for supporting our institute in organization of online programs. We could organize 6 farmers trainings in which nearly 400 farmers have been trained. We could organize even international training program in the month of October with the help of Alembic Pharmaceuticals, in which more than 117 participants from nearly 7 countries, they could participate. We have organized 2 international webinars, particularly on a current problem of lumpy skin disease, in which again, more than 1,200 participants from almost 8 to 9 countries, they participated. Even on rabies, we could successfully organize. So I thank Alembic Pharma for helping us a lot as a knowledge partner in organizing such mega programs, which could help even farmers, which could help the field veterinarians. We planned this training program keeping in view that in recent days and in recent years, most of the veterinarians, veterinary colleges, academicians, researchers, students, they are inclined towards small animal practice. They are inclined towards canine medicine. Even during this COVID pandemic, number of programs were organized on canines, felines, small animals. But this particular field, farm animal medicine, which is more important from the farmer's point of view, veterinarians, whenever they go to the field, students, veterinarians, they are attending 80% of the cases of large animals. But most of the colleges, they are situated in the mega cities, metropolitan cities, wherein they are getting less exposure to the farm animal medicine. But in field, they will have to work on large animals. In view of this, we thought appropriate to organize a training program on advances in the diagnosis and the medical management of diseases. And in this training program, when we designed, we included the various topics. Today's chief guest is going to deliver a lecture on neurological disorders, particularly clinical approach towards neurological disorders, and he will be sharing his vast clinical experience after this inaugural program. Dr. Ruturaj Patil will be speaking on a current problem of antimicrobial resistance. Dr. Testa from Italy, who is a bovine practitioner, and Dr. Chattar, again a bovine practitioner from India. They are going to share their field experiences on fluid and electrolyte therapy, as well as the blood transfusion. The renowned physicians, academicians, and popular clinicians from Tanuash, Chennai, Professor Vijay Kumar and Dr. Shivraman, they will be sharing their experience on management of a very common but a very challenging disorder of the large animal, that is a paralytic ileus, and the therapeutic management of poisonings, respectively. Dr. Randhawa is again a renowned clinician from Ludhiana, Dr. D.K. Gupta. They are going to share their clinical and research experience on bovine sonography. And a very important topic, everybody is talking about mastitis, but Dr. Gupta is going to deliver a lecture on diseases of udder and teat other than mastitis. So this is a new thing. Then Professor Rawal and Professor Kasralika, they will be sharing their experiences on metabolic diseases, production diseases, including SARA, that is subacute ruminal lactic acidosis. A renowned pathologist of India, who is now retired from the service, but still who is sharing his vast experience, clinical as well as research, with the participants. He will be speaking on the diagnosis of different diseases based on postmortem lesions. Dr. Meena, who happens to be a vice president of our VABM from Jaipur, will be sharing his knowledge on zoonotic diseases, special reference to brucellosis, because it is one of the current problems. Dr. Manikam from Chennai and Dr. Ashok Kumar from Telangana, they will be talking on small ruminant diseases, particularly emerging and re-emerging diseases with vaccination and deworming. So almost these eminent speakers from the different states of our country as well as from abroad, they will be.
Due to the postponement and the of the Congress that we should have had this year, but due to the COVID pandemic, we couldn't organize. And I will show you later what happened. I am the president-elect, and I will take over my presidency that will be postponed for in 2 years. So, but it's the same, so it doesn't change a lot. So thank you. I just would like to take advantage of these minutes but I don't want to waste time because the teaching part, the educational training part is more important than is the most important part of this meeting, and therefore I don't want to waste time. But just as I have this important office in the World Pediatric Association, I would like in some minutes to show what is the World Association for Pediatric. The term is World Associations that include practically the majority of the pediatric association in the different countries. And this is Akola. I'm sorry for the pandemic. I hope next time there will be the possibility for us to meet in Italy or in Akola or wherever you want. But this is my desire and also my hope for the future and also for develop future collaboration. So what are the objectives of the World Association for Pediatric? Is to provide, this is from the statutes, is to provide an organization for veterinarians who dedicate a significant part of their professional activity to research, educational or clinical aspect in pediatrics, so in cattle medicine. And the second objective is to organize or support organization of meetings on disease and production of cattle. So pediatric meetings like the ones that we are experiencing today and in these weeks, in order to give the possibility to practitioners, to researchers to be updated on what is running in bovine medicine, to be updated on what are the latest research in pediatrics. And the World Association for Pediatrics is trying to be as much practical as possible. So for us, it's very important to give evidence of the practical experience of the veterinarians. It's not, let's say, a scientific association, is an association that should include all people that work with cattle. So it is an old association. It was conceived in a preliminary meeting in Hanover in Germany in 1960, so 60 years ago. And it was finally founded at the Second International Congress on Cattle Diseases in Vienna in 1962. And after that, the foundation, practically every 2 years, the World Association for Pediatrics participate in the organization of World Pediatric Congress. This is the list. We don't need to go through the list, but you can see practically that we had Congress all over the world, and I hope we will be able to have a Congress in India as soon as possible. This is my desire and my take-home message for Indian people, Indian universities. So as mentioned, this year we were not able to have the Congress due to the COVID pandemic. It was expected this year to have a Congress in Spain, in Madrid, but as I mentioned it at the beginning of the speech, the Congress in Madrid was postponed to 2022, and then we have already assigned for the Congress in 2024 that will be in Cancun in Mexico. So the members of the World Association for Pediatrics are the National Pediatric Association, that is for the full membership, and we have members from the countries in yellow are full members of the association, and as you can see, also India is yellow because you have an active Indian Pediatric Association, and I thank Professor Sridhar for being president. He is Secretary General of the Indian Pediatric Association, and the Indian Pediatric Association that was founded in 2010 is full member of our World Pediatric Association. Just to mention that during our congresses, the last World Pediatric Congress was in 2018 in Sapporo. The number of delegates, the number of participants range from 2,000 to 3,000. There were 1,800 in Sapporo in 2018. In Dublin in 2016, there were more than 3,000 delegates. So this is the Congress, and I hope to meet many of you in the next Congress that I mentioned has been postponed in 2022 in Madrid. What is just to give you some personal goals. So what are the my desire in my office to include new countries, to have new members, to support countries that have less opportunities of having an efficient local pediatric organization. There are many countries all over the world, especially in Africa, that do not have the same possibilities for educational training as we have in Europe, as you have in India, as this week is demonstrated, is showing. And also to give support to countries that have less possibilities of participation to world congresses due to the cost of transport, of fees, congress fees. And I would like to see, so to have the possibility of supporting the organization of regional or continental congresses in order to allow most people to attend such kind of educational training that I hope in the future will be possible also in presence and not only by internet. And of course, we are trying to increase the collaboration with international institutions, international organizations like the OIE, the university, and so on. And also, I would like, and this is an invitation for the India Association for Pediatrics to be involved in the associative life of the World Association for Pediatrics. So this is with the hope to meet you in Madrid, in Spain, and that's all. Just to give you some, I take 2 minutes, 3 minutes for showing the base of my experience in Italy, and to show you what is the most characteristic animal production aspect in Italy. So Italy and India are quite distant, 8,000 kilometers. We have, it is compared to India, is a really small figure. We have in Italy 6.5 million cattle, and the 3.5 millions are dairy cattle that are located in 37,000 dairy farms, and the production, the milk is mostly used for produce cheese. Then we have around 3 million beef cattle, 0.5 million buffaloes, is especially for the mozzarella cheese for pizza, and 8 million small ruminants, sheep and goats. Of course, compared, this is our most famous cheese, Parmesan cheese, Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, I think is famous all over the world. These are the wheels of the cheese. Of course, our figures compared to India are very different, because in India you have, as far as I know, almost 200 million cattle, 1 million buffaloes, and more than 200 million small ruminants. And of course, but there is a big difference also with the population. In Italy, population is 60 million, and in India is 1.3 billion of people. Therefore, this also somehow justifies the difference in the figures of the cattle ruminant population. So just some figures. So this is a typical farm in Italy. The size of dairy farms in Italy is average 95 cows per farm. But we have, this is average, but we have also big industrial farms. This is, here there are about 1,500 cattle, but we have also small family farms with 20 or 30 cows for dairies. So the majority of our cows are Holstein breed in respect to dairy, in respect for milk producing. So 77% are Holstein breed. And this is the milking parlor of the big farms that I showed you in the previous pictures. And we have a quite high production for lactation, that is 9.8 is the average milk produced for lactation, with 2 milking per day and with a culling rate of 34%. So the production is, we have a quite high, the cows are quite high producing. We have also fattening units. These are fattening units where cattle are slaughtered at around 2 years of age. And this is my area where I mostly also work. This is Apennine region close to Bologna. That is the town where I live and where is my university. And I finish my presentation, this introduction, with one of the local breed, Italian local breed, the Chianina breed. This is the tallest breed in the world, almost 2 meters at the width. So a very big bull, sometimes also quite dangerous. Therefore, so this is it's an honor for me to be present during this week and to be present during this opening ceremony. I know that that the Department of Veterinary Clinical Medicine also prepared for you, and I think in the next minutes it will be released, the compendium on these weeks. And therefore, thank you again for the organization committee for this kind of invitation. And I'm sure that this educational week will be really successful. So thank you, Professor Payai. Now the word to you again.
Thank you, Professor Gentil sir, for your briefing and updating us with an elaborative report on the World Pediatric Association and its functioning and its various aspects working throughout the world. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request and invite Professor Gentil sir to please release our e-compendium online. Professor Gentil sir, please.
So, yeah, unfortunately, this is a release that should be virtual, because it is due to this unfortunate situation we cannot meet. I hope next time we will be able to release directly the compendium. I'm happy now to virtually give to you, to all the participants. I think there are almost 150 participants. Is really a big number. That means that there are a big expectation for this course, for this training, and so now I officially release the compendium of the training to all the participants.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Gentil sir, for release of our e-compendium. Now I request Professor Dr. Sunil Wagmare sir to propose the vote of thanks for this inaugural program. Dr. Wagmare sir, please.
So, on behalf of organizing committee, it's my proud privilege to extend a sincere thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor Maharashtra Animal and Fishery Sciences University, Nagpur, Colonel Dr. Professor A.M. Patulkar sir, for granting permission and wholehearted support to hold his 7 days international online training program on advances in diagnosis and medical management of farm animal diseases. I express my deep sense of gratitude to chief guest of today's inaugural program, Professor Dr. Arcangelo Gentile, Professor of Large Animal Internal Medicine, Department of Veterinary Medical Sciences, University of Bologna, Italy, for accepting our invitation and valuable address and sharing the information regarding the World Association for Geriatrics, and also a wonderful presentation on the dairy farm of his region. So I am thankful to Dr. Professor Gentile sir. I am also thankful to Honorable Dr. Enli Kurkure, Director of Research, Mapsu Nagpur, and Honorable Dr. Director of Extension and Training, Mapsu Nagpur, and also thank Honorable Dr. A.P. Somkor sir, Dean and DA of Maharashtra Animal and Fishery Sciences University, for their support in organization of this today's event. I extend my sincere thanks to our knowledge partner, Alembic Pharmaceutical Limited, and also the whole team for their help and cooperation for organization of this particular event. I'm also thankful to Dr. Sridhar sir, Professor and Head Department of Pharmacology and Toxicology, Veterinary College, Gadak, for his gracious presence for this inaugural program. I wish to express my deep sense of gratitude to our beloved Associate Dean, Dr. A.U. Bhikane sir, for his constant encouragement and wholehearted support for our organization of this online international training program. I am highly thankful to all the associate deans of constituents colleges of Maharashtra and Animal and Fishery Sciences University, and for their gracious presence for this event. I extend my sincere thanks to all honorable speakers for accepting invitation and also gracious presence for this event. I am thankful to all the participants, faculties, students all over the globe for joining and participating in this inaugural function. And last but not the least, I am thankful to all those who have directly or indirectly help and support the for organization of this today's inaugural session. And I'm also thankful to all the organizing team for their help and support to hold this international online training program on advances in diagnosis and medical management of farm animal diseases. So with the permission of chairman, now I declare the inaugural program is over. Now there will be